session is called as Discovery Version. As part of that, the session 1 discusses about discovering our inner self.
So the aim of these sessions are making you happy and for a better understanding of yourself, so that you can you will have a clear guidance in your life. What we have to do in our life, what is about this human form of life, how important it is. So all these things we have to understand. Basically, we say world, right? We are in a world. In many languages, we say prapancha. You understand the word prapancham? Or in Hindi also we say it's prapanch. Bhautik prapancha we say. So if you analyze the word, it's very interesting actually. Prapancha means, pancha means panch, 5. This world is made up of 5 concepts actually. We are living in a world which is made up of 5 concepts. What are the 5 concepts? The first one is the controller. Any sane human being can understand that there is an energy, there is a power, or there is a person behind this all cosmic manifestation. Yes or no? Irrespective of religion, irrespective of country, irrespective of their field of activity, everyone can understand that whatever system we are a part of, this is being run by a very supreme intelligence. Yes or no? We are all being controlled in our lives. This much can you accept or not? Are we completely independent or are we being controlled? You name it, whatever it is. You want to name it as a person, a power, or energy, or nature, whatever it is. But the fact is that we are being controlled. This much we can understand, right? So, pancha, when I say there are 5 aspects of this world, the first aspect is the controller. We will discuss what is that controlling with. Okay. The controller and the controlled. We are the control. We are being controlled. We are like a living entity. Made up of 5 elements. This is the third aspect. And the fourth aspect is time, past, present, and future. We are all encapsulated in this time factor. So we will learn what is time. And the fifth one is activity. Every one of us are doing some sort of activity. Is there anyone who can say that I am not doing anything? Or can you even for one moment remain idle? At least your mind has to work, right? So every one of us are working. No one is sitting idly. No, we are forced to work based on our natures. That is also there. We may sometimes decide that okay, today I don't want to work anything. I will just sit idle. But that's not possible. Our nature, our guna, our nature will force us to act in such a way. So we are all acting in some way. So pancha means these 5 things: the controller and the controlled. Okay, means the living entities. Third, the material nature, the mother nature, and 4, time, and 5th one is the activity. So these 5 things combined is called as prapancha. Because we are living in this world, don't you think that it makes sense to understand these 5 things? What do you say? No? For example, if you are working in a company, some 𝗵𝗡𝐺𝐴 or any other company, IBM or Microsoft, whatever it is. So it makes some sense that because you are part of that, you have to know, what are we doing, who is controlling me. Like if you are working like you are some software development or you are some data scientist, something like that. Definitely you will have a superior, right? You are working under someone, no? So you are working under someone, and there is something called as an atmosphere around you. There are so many components who are working parallelly. The system which is working, you have to know about that. And there is something called as time factor. At what time you have to come, what time you have to go. No, what are the working days, what are the holidays? This thing is there. No, in the same way, what activity you are doing. So this is there everywhere. So it makes sense that's why many companies or many colleges, when you get into the system, they have something called as induction course. no? So that you will be introduced to many things which you have to deal with. This makes sense. In the same way, because we are living in this world, it makes sense and also helps a lot if we can understand what is happening around us. What are we into? What are we part of? That makes sense, right? So that's what is being taught by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is explaining about these 5 truths, these 5 concepts. Because we came into this world, we are like, Krishna is inducting us into this world. He's telling, okay, now you are into this world, so you have to learn all these things. If you learn all these things, then your life will be perfect. Your journey will be perfect here. No? But unfortunately, even though we are born in India, no, unfortunately, many of them, they don't even bother about knowing what is there in Bhagavad Gita. No? But we will see as part of the session that many great personalities in the world, many great successful personalities, how their life got influenced by Bhagavad Gita. No? And they acknowledge that, how their lives got shaped by Bhagavad Gita. So here we'll try to our level best to give you what is the essence of this Bhagavad Gita, so that you can take this knowledge with you and mold your life, so that you can lead a happy and successful lives. Okay. So with that introduction, I like to take this opportunity to get into the session 1, which is titled as Discover Inner Self. Okay. One eternal truth that can change your vision. So for your convenience, we made this as an interactive presentation, okay, whereby we will be going through some videos and photographs, and so that our learning will be not monotonous but interesting. Okay. Yeah. So let us get into that. ॐ ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकासस्वामिनिति नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नमः। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। ओके। So, as part of this session, we will see what are we going to discuss. We will take the analogy of a car, because in Hyderabad there are so many cars, so you can easily take up this example. As a driver drives a car, soul drives a living body. So soul is the driver of the body. That is understood here. So scientific researchers have proved it. We will see how it has been done. So matter means whatever is lifeless. No? Matter is dead while soul is conscious. Thus, soul is superior to matter. A simple thing. So, for example, this table, this is matter or soul? It is conscious or unconscious? Unconscious. So, but I am conscious. So, I am able to move this table, right? So, who is superior here? The person who is conscious is superior, right? The same fact is being told there. So, matter is inferior and soul is superior. Okay. So the question may come, why should I study about the soul first of all? No? You see what happened before studying about soul, before knowing about soul, Arjuna was lamenting actually. No? In first chapter, the shloka is there. Vepatushta sharire me romaharshashta jayate gandivam sramsate hasta 𝗤𝗏 pradikhyate. Arjuna has to fight in the battlefield. Okay. Even before coming to Kurukshetra, Arjuna was known in the 3 worlds that he was a great warrior actually. Even he fought with Lord Shiva also. No? Lord Shiva, he got very much pleased with Arjuna and he gave his personal weapon, Pashupata Astra. Okay? he was so well-known warrior actually. But when he came, when it came the time to fight, actually, he became bewildered. No? Then what happened? He told, see, Krishna, my whole body is trembling, my hair is standing on end, my bow, 𝗲𝐺𝐈 is slipping. No? For example, we have this experience in our own life. Sometimes we feel in some kind of circumstances that our body is trembling and our air is standing on end, romancham, we say. No? And our hands will become wet, sir, no? Because of tension and all. No? And we feel like our skin is burning. All these symptoms are there. So after hearing Bhagavad Gita, what happened? After hearing about Arjuna, before hearing Bhagavad Gita, he is suffering with lack of confidence, anxiety. No, he became demoralized, he became stressed, he became depressed, all those things. But after hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna emerged victorious. Who won in the battlefield of Kurukshetra? Arjuna's party won, right? Yes. Arjuna emerged victorious. How? How did he emerge victorious? He heard the knowledge of the soul from Lord Krishna. So this is very important. Because the point is, we are not this body, but the whole life we are spending in learning about body and things which are related to body. But we never take the opportunity to know who we are actually. So this session is real knowledge, because it gives knowledge about yourself and myself. What are we? We are not this body, we are soul. Okay, so Lord Krishna gave Arjuna the knowledge of soul, and then he fought successfully. Okay, so the contents of this first session is, we'll discuss whether we are matter or we are spirit. And second thing, we'll see various scientific proofs for existence of spirit soul, because nowadays the whole society, people are having scientific bent of mind. Okay, so we'll see what are the scientific proofs for existence of spirit soul. And what is the difference between living person and a robot? We will see. And fourth one, we will see what is the mechanism of mind, how mind works actually. No? And the last thing, practical benefits of knowledge of soul in everyday life. Okay, because ultimately whatever we learn, that should help us in our everyday life. No, otherwise what is the point? No, if we are just discussing theory, and there is no practical use, then it's a waste of time. So we will see what is the practical benefit also. Okay. Yeah. So let us get into the first chapter of this. Am I matter or am I spirit? What do you all say? What do you think? Combination of both matter and spirit. Yes. Others? Same. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we will see. So when someone asks you, who are you? What do you answer? It depends upon our consciousness. No? The answer may differ as per time, place, and circumstance. For example, you are working in a company, then someone asks you, who are you? You may say, I am a software engineer. No? Or if you are, if you go to a doctor, for example, they may ask, who are you? You may say, I am a patient. No? The same person, but different answer. No? Or you are in some religious meeting, something, they may ask, who are you? You may say, I am a Muslim, I am a Hindu, something. Okay, these are all different answers, which may change actually. But there is something which doesn't change. Okay, we are going to discuss about it. There is an interesting research done in this case. There is a scientist called Dr. Harry Monson. Okay, he is a professor of anatomy. Okay, Illinois College of Medicine. Right. So he did a research actually. What did he find? Most of the human body is water. Okay, he did research on human body and he analyzed the various ingredients of the human body. What is the outcome of his research? He came to know that in a 60-pound person, okay, pound means this is English way of measuring things. No? So if a person weighs around 60 pounds, what is there? There is 5 points of calcium, 1.5 pounds of phosphate, all these things are there. You can read from there. So when they made an analysis, this is what they found, okay, as constituents of human body. You know, what is the value? What would be the value of all these things if you have to purchase in the market? Just you take any body, your body, my body, any other's body, and if you analyze the ingredients, these are the things which we find. Mostly we find water in the body. No, other than that, we find calcium, phosphate, potassium, sulfur, sodium, magnesium, iron, copper, iodine, all these things you can find. You know what is the market value of this? What would be the market value? Can you guess? The market value is, actually it is dollars, not rupees. $110. This is the market value of all the ingredients which we have. Okay, how much if you convert into Indian currency? $110. How much it would come around? Okay, 8 to 9,000 between. So now if someone tells you that your value is just 8,000 or 9,000, what do you say? Is it okay? For example, someone kidnaps some of your family members and they call you to blackmail. Okay, if you want your loved one to be released, give me 1 lakh rupees so that we will release. Will you say that, okay, anyway, he is, how many kilos he is? 60 kilos. Okay, he is 8,000, 9,000. I am not going to give. You do whatever you want. Will you say that? What do you say? No, right? Because we all know that we are something more valuable than this. Yes or no? Definitely. No? Does that sound like you? No? Please ask yourself, is this the essential stuff of your identity? Just 8,000 rupees. This is what we think. No? Don't you feel we are more than the chemicals which constitute this body? Yes or no? Yeah. If we are just chemicals, then why so much ruckus is being done? Some murder happened. No? Actually, this happened in USA. There was a case actually. One person, what he did, he with a knife, he attacked some other person, and the person was dead. Okay. Then he got arrested. He was taken into jail, and later he was put into, like, what to say, court. He was introduced into the court. Then the judge asked him, don't you feel any guilt because that person is behaving in such a way that he didn't do anything? He is very casual, like he has just cut a potato, that kind of thing. He was so casual. The judge was asking him, why you are looking like that? Don't you feel any guilty that you have committed a murder? Then the person told, I don't feel any guilty because from my childhood I was being taught in my school that body is made up of chemicals. They taught me that life comes from chemicals. That's what they told me. In my biology class, in my 4th class, 5th class, what did they say? They say that there was some, some primordial soup was there, something like that. No? They say in science that a Big Bang theory happened and something came out of it. Out of chemicals, life emerged. So I thought that was being taught to me, that the life came from chemicals. So when I stabbed someone with a knife, so my idea is that I just disintegrated some chemicals, that's all. I am not thinking that I have killed someone. This is his argument. What the point? Many children, you see, in US, for example, there are so many school shootings which happen, some mass shootings. So they asked them, why did you do like that? What they told is, see, from our childhood, we were playing these video games. No? In video games, we shoot so many people. Sir, no. Like you see, this Mickey Mouse, what is that? Very popular TV program, children program. What is that? Tom and Jerry, yes. In the Tom and Jerry, you see, Tom will be hammering the Jerry, or Jerry will be hammering the Tom, but they live forever. They don't get killed. Yes or no? They become paste, they become powdered, but still their existence continues. Right? So children, because they were grown in such kind of, watching all those things, so they think that, okay, everything is fine, but we are not getting the real killing feeling. No, we don't smell blood there. For example, when you shoot in a video game, in a virtual game, so there you hear sounds and only you see the pictures, but you don't see that emotions, right? So one fellow, he told the same thing in the court. Why did you kill? He told, from my childhood I was playing, but I want some real life experience, so I just killed, he told. Because people are being taught from their childhood that they are just a bag of chemicals. Life has nothing more value than that. This is what is being taught in our textbooks everywhere. So then people will take it lightly. Okay, anyway, killing someone, how does that matter? Why it is a sinful activity? He caused me some disturbance, I just killed. As if like people, they kill their own babies inside the womb, abortions and all of this. Abortion means just killing the baby inside the womb. So people are becoming so merciless because they don't have real knowledge. No, but we definitely know that we are more than the chemicals which constitute this body. Yes or no? What do you say? Yes. Then, if we are more than the chemicals, what is our real identity? That we have to see. Now, this is a very popular actor. Who is she? Yeah. So she was considered living beauty when she was living. But after death, what happened? No? Same body, the same chemicals are same. No feelings, no thinking, no desires, no movement, no consciousness. What happened? No? Why the same body is no longer living beauty? Can you say dead beauty? Will you say dead beauty? Because something is dead, then it is no more beautiful, right? So what was that main thing which made the same body at some point of time very beautiful? What is that? What do you think? Does it make some sense? Because the same body, right? Same body, if we analyze the chemical constants, it will be the same. While living or even while dead, the same constants, even the scientists have analyzed that. We have the same components. But life is missing. Who is missing actually? Yes. Same body, but the soul is gone. So that means the real beauty is, what makes the real beauty? Soul, consciousness makes the real beauty, not this external body. That we have to understand. Okay? Lord Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. Says in Bhagavad Gita 2.20. What does he say? For the soul, there is neither birth nor death at any time. See, it's a wonderful piece of information. Yes, sir. That means we are always existing. We are not going to die. Then what is going to die? What do you mean by death then? What do you mean by death then? When the soul leaves the existing body, that is called as death. But actually the real person never dies. That's what Lord Krishna says here. Okay? So we will see what are the differences between body and soul. No? For example, if you see in here, see how the soul is passing through various bodies. No? Same thing, the same soul, we are passing through various bodies. Do we change our bodies or not? When we took birth, how we were? No? You see in here, in this picture. See, we are like little baby. Later on, we grew a little. We grew more. Like that, we became young. No? We became middle-aged person. Then slowly, old age starts. And slowly, what happens? If you are lucky enough to live those long life, then ultimately we will die. Right? If we are fortunate enough to have the experience of old age, why I am telling this is that nowadays people are very unfortunate that they don't even make to the old age also, because people die very early. Interestingly, one scientist was telling long before that with the scientific advancement in the future, we are going to get rid of old age completely, he told. No more old age, he told, because we are going to advance in science. Medical sciences will be so advanced in coming 20 years that no one will see old age. That's what he told. That became true. You know how? Because people are dying young. Understood the point here? People are not even becoming old. They're dying young only. Then where is the chance of now becoming old? So his words became true. But he thought it will happen in a different way. That people will become young forever and they will live forever. But that's not the way it happened. People, they're dying young. See. No? Anyway, what are the differences between body and soul? Body is made up of matter, while soul is made up of spirit. Body is not conscious, but soul is conscious. Body changes. Are we not changing our bodies? Yes. We have changed so many bodies so far. But soul doesn't change. Body is temporary, but soul is eternal. Shashvatam. Body is always dead, as car is always dead. Yes or no? Does car have some life in it? No. But when the driver sits in that, then it tends to be moving. The same way, body is always dead actually, but soul is always alive. That is the point. So we have to understand that you are not the body that you see in the mirror. What are we seeing in the mirror? We are seeing our body, but we never saw how we look actually. We are not seeing ourselves. We are seeing our body. No? But who we are actually? We are Atma, the real driver of the bodily car. This is most important knowledge. But unfortunately, as I said earlier, that we are leading all our lives. We are going through all kinds of education. We are earning so much money. All these things. But this original knowledge, that simple fact that we are not this body, we are completely missing it out. So we are Atma, the real driver of the bodily car. So in material viewpoint, generally what people think? People think that we are bodies made up of matter. We are no more than a chemical bundle. Everything is finished at the time of death. That's what many people they believe, right? So their life philosophy will change then. They will think that we have to enjoy. The goal of life is to enjoy. That's all. Nothing more than that. Eat, drink, sleep, and merry, just to go dance and enjoy. That's what they think. No? Because we think that everything is finished at the time of death. So we think that by hook or crook we have to earn money. That's all. Do whatever you want. Somehow you have to earn money and enjoy. That's all. Because this is the first and last chance we have to enjoy. That's what we feel. No? But that's not the fact. But what is the spiritual viewpoint? No? If we consider ourselves as this body and if we consider ourselves as matter, then that's what we have to conclude. But from spiritual point of view, if you see, we are not the material body of flesh and bones. No? We are spirit soul encased in the material body. We are all encased in this material body. We do not die when material body stops to function. Okay? This is very important. No? Very interesting thing we will see. In every language of the world, we say passed away. When someone dies, what do we say? Passed away. But will someone say that they may say that he is dead, something like that they say. But generally they say passed away. No? One more example. Just as the bird is trapped in the cage, the soul is trapped in the body made up of 5 elements. No? Like a bird is trapped in a cage. So we means the soul, spirit soul, we are trapped in this material body. This body is made up of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Ether means sky. Panchabhutam, they say. Panchabhutam. Okay? Yeah. Not knowing their real identity as the soul, people spend all their life in polishing the cage, pampering the body without feeding the soul. Huh? Can you say how? You see, are we doing this or not? The whole life, what are we doing? Our time we are spending to maintain this body and to maintain bodies of others who have relationship with this body. Yes or no? Family members. Some people extend more to the society, to relatives, to country, to religion, no, the whole mankind. Some people even to animals. Like that, they spend this bodily consciousness. No, initially everyone will think that I, me, and mine. This is the basic understanding. I, me, and mine. But little advanced people, they say, oh, my family. No, my wife, my son, my father, my mother, my brother. If you still extend this bodily concept, then people of my caste, you see. No, when we extend this, some people they think that, oh, this is a very liberal person. No, actually we are just expanding the bodily consciousness. That's all. Okay. So because we don't know what is our real identity, what we are doing, we are just spending all our life in polishing the cage, polishing the body, giving all kinds of comforts like air conditioning, nice car, nice dress, nice makeup, nice cosmetics, nice food, all these things, nice exercise. No. Yeah. So, how are we pampering? Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. By giving various necessities. Yeah. Now let us see if there are any scientific proofs for existence of spirit soul. Because logically it sounds to be good. Yes or no? Logically, it's okay. But because we are living in a scientific world, because we have whatever you say, it should be scientifically proved. No, any product if you purchase, they say like we have made some. Even if you purchase a soap also, for example, when you purchase a soap next time, you just read all those things in a very tiny font. They write something, no, because in advertisement they show that immediately if you wash the soap with that soap, the whole body will be completely degerminated. Nothing, no contamination, everything is gone. That's what they say. But if you see, if you read on the soap, they'll say conditions apply. What are the conditions? We made a trial by taking 10 samples. So we came to this conclusion. That's what we read. No? They say scientifically proved. The doctors attested. They say like you use this toothpaste because this toothpaste is being what do they say? It is being promoted. This toothpaste is being promoted by all world-class dentists. Why? Because it increases their business. You understand the point? Actually, some scientific researchers, they don't allow it to come outside. You know what are the main causes of tooth problem? What is the major reason? Why earlier people were not having this problem and how has become a big problem? Because of using toothpaste and brush. Not anyone will tell you this, but this is true. No? Why dentists recommend our toothpaste? Because if you use our toothpaste, then you have to, for guarantee, you have to go to a dentist. So dentist is very happy if you use our toothpaste. Company is happy, dentist is happy. You are happy or you go to hell, we don't bother. That's what is marketing in the society. Anyway, so scientific proof we need for everything. So what about spirit soul then? Yeah. Okay. How does science works, first of all? What is the mechanism? No? How science works? Science, first of all, takes a hypothesis. Hypothesis means X or Y. Now we have to prove which is correct. But we have to take that something is correct among them, X or Y, some hypothesis. That's why in science they use this word called assume. Assume X is equal to some 24. Something we have to make an assumption before we do anything. No? We have to make an assumption, then we have to make experiment, then we have to observe that, and we have to come to a conclusion. This is how science works. Let us also use the same thing. No? First thing is using our common sense. No? Because whatever we observe with our senses, right? What are the senses? We have 2 eyes, nose, tongue, ears, and skin. These are our knowledge acquiring senses. With these 5 senses, we acquire knowledge, any kind of knowledge. Yes or no? So then, with the same 5 senses, what do we observe in this world? So we will see what does common sense say. And second thing is through consciousness. Third is near-death experience and out-of-body experience studies. And fourth is reincarnation research. We will see. What does the common sense say? Yeah, that's what I was telling you. When a person dies, we say, what do we say? Passed away, chanipoyadu, margaya, no? Left his body. That's what we say in any language throughout the world. No? But who has passed away? The body is still there. Why do you say passed away? Sir, no. Body is still there or not? Body is still there. Then who has passed away? Yes? That's what makes sense. So that logic everyone can understand at that point when someone passes away. But immediately if they disperse from there, their intelligence doesn't work again. Yes or no? So the body is still there. Then who passed away? Actually, the soul has passed away. Okay? This is first way of understanding the existence of soul. And second method is consciousness. See, for example, what do you see there? What do you see there in the picture there? Yeah, nature. Someone is saying fog. What else? Light. Light to dark. Okay. So when you see that picture, does it relate to some experiences of you in the past experiences? Yes or no? You're getting my point? Because you are all conscious. When you see something, immediately we relate it to some past experiences. No, you may think that I went to Ooty some 2 years back. There I have seen such kind of thing. Or someone may see a red light I have seen somewhere, something like that. But if a camera sees that, does it have any experiences? See, camera, what they do, they fix some sensors. They can see, okay, only red light, because dead matter is not conscious. Yes or no? It doesn't relate to any experiences. But in the case of human beings, what happens? They have old memories. Yes or no? Consciousness means to be aware, thinking, feeling, willing, and intentionality. We all have that, right? We think, for example, we know that we are aware of what is happening here. We are thinking about what you are seeing here and what you are hearing here. Yes or no? Thinking, no? And are we feeling or not? Yeah, we are feeling. And we are willing. And we have something called as intentionality. See. But if the same a video has to record that, does it have any feelings there? No. Why? Because that is not conscious. Why it is not conscious? Because there is no soul inside. Why? Because that's a dead matter. But we are not like that. Right? So this is second method. And third is near-death experiences and out-of-body experience studies. See, many people, they have these near-death experiences. No? There are so many cases documented in history, actually. People having near-death experiences. No? But unfortunately, they are actually daily from some corner of the world, there are so many news about these near-death experiences. But generally, they don't take the major part of the headlines in the newspapers or anywhere. Because people, they don't want to hear all those things. No? If you go and ask some cardiologists, actually, medical field, many people, they have this, especially these cardiothoracic surgeons who does these operations, heart surgeries and all. No, they have so many experiences like this. No? See, interesting fact is that medical journal of current problems in pediatrics. If you go to a doctor, definitely on his table there will be some medical journal will be there. No? As it happens with all the professions. If someone is engineer, they have some engineering journals. Someone is an IT, worker, then he has some IT things. Or cinema, they have their own journals. The same way, medicals, they have their own journals. It states that 11 to 14% of the average American population who are mentally and physically healthy have had out-of-body experiences. No, generally we also have sometimes this kind of experiences. And some people are like sleeping, or sometimes when we are in subconscious state, it feels like we are floating somewhere. All kinds of experiences, something some people will have. Enough research in near-death experience with impeccable scientific credentials. See, you can all Google out all these facts actually. Dr. 𝗏𝐈𝐴𝐕𝐀𝐈𝐿 cardiologist and professor. See, there are so many scientific studies actually. See, all this, interestingly, if we have time, no? Sir, no. By some social media message, you see, countries, communities will boil. You see, maybe fact or fake, who knows? See. But somehow this news has become an instrument which controls mass of people. Earlier, Karl Marx told that religion is the opium of masses, but now news is the opium of masses. If you want to control a society, that's why they came up with this TV, information, mass media, just to control the people. Now it has become such a like that if you say like Lord Krishna said something in Bhagavad Gita, people don't. This is the point. So if you are interested, there are so many journals. Yeah. And fourth is reincarnation research. So much research has gone through, into this reincarnation. Famous among them, prominent among them is Ian Stevenson. He's a professor of psychiatry, actually. No? See, investigated over 3,000 cases of spontaneous reincarnation memories. See, you can follow those links also. 3,000 cases, not one or two. No? So many books again regarding reincarnation. Yeah, one interesting piece of information for you. Everyone has some kind of phobia, sir. Can someone tell us what kind of phobia you have, for example? Any of you have some phobia? Water phobia, yes. Some people are afraid of water. Then, darkness, huh? Dog, okay. Heights, yes. Heights phobia. What else? Claustrophobia. What do you mean by that? Acha. Congested spaces. Yeah. Phobia of congested spaces. What else? Huh? Sharp objects. Yes. Some people have such phobia. And some people are afraid of going into, when more people gather, they're afraid of going into such kind of places. Some people are afraid of seeing blood. Sir. So what does science say? Ian Stevenson, he says that phobias are related to the mode of death of the person whose life is being remembered. See, he says that why we are afraid in this life by seeing sharp objects or by water or by height or congested places is because it is related to our mode of death in our previous life. Okay, for example, see, if the previous life ended in drowning, no, there would be a phobia of water, he says. Okay, yeah. And if the previous life ended in a stabbing means, you know, right? With a knife, someone stabs us. There would be a phobia of bladed weapons. Okay, does it make sense or not? Yeah. See, if it ended in shooting, there would be a phobia of firearms and so on. Some people are even afraid of fire, for example. No, big gas cylinders and all. When you immediately when you switch on, big sound comes, something, fire will come. Many people are afraid of working on that. Okay, so why? The reason is because we may have passed away. We may have left our body by that circumstances. Yeah, and what about twins? See, twins, they look the same way, no? But even though identical twins are physically born by splitting of a single egg, that's what this what you say, this medical professors they say. They may have striking contrasts in temperament. The difference in temperaments is because of two different souls reincarnated in two different bodies that are genetically identical. Bodies are identical, but the personalities are different. That's why they have, one may become a thief, one may become a police. Yes or no? Do you see that they are working in the same way? No. Bodies are looking same, but their natures are completely different. Why? How does science explain this? Because everything is same. Because there are two souls, no, in the two bodies. Yeah. So we have this connected and play. Yeah, this is an interesting case actually. Yeah. So, soul survivor, no? The reincarnation of a World War II fighter pilot. Very interesting actually. So this is a movie on reincarnation from Discovery Channel actually. Okay, we'll play this now. Yeah.
They had the same name and boyish good looks. James M. Houston, raised in the Midwest. James M. Leininger, a young boy from the Bayou. Whoa!
There's something in the eyes. It's undeniable.
That's not all they share.
Somehow James Houston's spirit has affected my son, either through reincarnation. I don't know how it happened.
I can make the Japanese easy as pie.
Initially, what caught my attention was James's extreme fascination with airplanes.
And every night he slept with his G.I. Joe action figures, which he named.
I took him to the 𝐂𝐸𝐴𝐸 Flight Museum.
Here's home video. While the other kids casually look at the plane, 2-year-old James seems to inspect it. Watch as he checks the underbelly, then climbs inside, donning the headset.
I said, oh, look, there's a bomb on the bottom. He said, that's not a bomb, that's a drop tank.
Bouncing about in the cockpit, James was flying high. That night, their world would change forever.
He started having the nightmares, and that was my first indication that there was something wrong. It was a panic-stricken, terrorized screaming.
Over and over again, James had the same terrible nightmare, 4 to 5 times a week. He was too young to explain the dream, but he could draw.
Bombing ships, you see men parachuting. Here's another one where planes are dropping bombs.
Help me.
He would just be crying. It's an airplane crash on fire, and little man can't get out. He laid on his back and kicked up at the ceiling, and he goes, Mama, the little man's going like this. And he laid on his back and kicked his feet up. The little man's going, ooh, 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 can't get out. And I said, well, who's the little man, baby? And he goes, me. I thought Bruce and I were just going to faint.
They questioned, what kind of plane?
Corsair.
Why did your airplane crash?
My plane was shot down.
Who shot your plane?
He looked at me like I was a village idiot. He said,
The Japanese. I kept thinking, where is he getting this? I was a stay-at-home mom, so I know that there wasn't anything that he was being exposed to.
Not exposed to in this life, but perhaps, just maybe, somebody else was. Decades earlier, James Houston grew up with the same insatiable fascination with airplanes. He became a naval fighter pilot and fought in World War II. March 3rd, 1945. During a mission near Iwo Jima, he took a direct hit. At age 21, was declared missing and presumed dead.
Where did he take off from a boat?
Do you remember the name of your boat? He said 𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Found several thousand hits on the word 𝗏𝗏𝗏.
The USS 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝐵 launched into battle, headed for Iwo Jima in the fight for Lady Gulf.
It's the biggest naval battle in the history of the world.
𝐵 served on the ship. From his home in Ohio, he organizes the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝐵 reunions. That's how Bruce found him.
I wanted to disprove it.
He asked a few questions about, did I know some of the people? Oh yeah, I remember those people. And so he got very quiet.
It was all real. The people and places James described actually existed. And remember those G.I. Joe dolls that James named? Turns out 3 men with the same names, first and last, served on the 𝗏𝗏𝗏 and were killed in action. James said they greeted him in heaven after his crash.
I'd always asked him, do you remember what your name was? And he always said James. But his name is James.
Yes, there was a Jim Houston, a rather large shell, just hit him in the engine and it burst into flames. And it went out.
They showed Leo the drawings.
He was right on the nose. I'm sure, in my mind, that he was there.
Leo invited James, now 3, to the reunion. James recognized several pilots, even called them by name.
You're Bob Greenwald. I'm serious.
He never met Bob Green.
No, he'd never met him before.
And someone else was invited. James Houston's sister, Anne.
And he goes, it's not Anne, it's Annie. She wasn't my oldest sister. I had an older sister than that. And I said, you did? Who was that? And he goes, Ruth. I mean, Ruth.
Annie is what they called me when I was little, knowing my name and my sister's name, things that my brother did when he was a kid. It's too amazing to describe how he would feel that way, but he does. He considers me his sister.
But does she consider James her brother?
I think it's probably a reincarnation of my brother.
Suzanne Stratford, Fox 8 News.
So I hope you understood the story here, right? So there are so many documentaries actually, if you go into internet, no, so many documentaries which prove that reincarnation, no, is true. Yeah. And not only that, same Ian Stevenson, no, he made a study of Shukla Gupta in India also, no, remembering her past life. So who is the Shukla? Shukla was a little more than 5. Sri Sen Gupta and 5 other members of his family journeyed with her to Bhatpara. When they arrived, Shukla took the lead. See, they are first time going to a village. Okay, they are taking their daughter into a village, and this daughter, avoiding various possible wrong turns, she brought them straight to the house of Sri Amritlal Chakravarti. She is a small dog, small baby here. And allegedly her father-in-law in her past life. You see, this is one case. This is also recorded by Ian Stevenson. Shukla could recognize her previous lifetime house. See, in this life, they never went to that village. No, they never met all this set of people. But she could recognize her previous lifetime house, her mother-in-law, father-in-law, husband and daughter, everyone. See, and indicated Sri Haridhana Chakravarti as her husband. See, the nicknames as well as real names of her brother-in-laws, everything. No, she remembered everything. Yeah, and this Shukla told also that my name is Mana and I had a small daughter Meenu. She put dolls in cradle, considering so many things. Same thing as we have seen in the previous example. No? So there are so many famous scientists actually who believe in reincarnation. No? Benjamin Franklin. How many of you know who is Benjamin Franklin? So what is his contribution? Yes. So he told, finding myself to exist in the world, I believe I shall in some shape or other always exist. No, he always remembered, he always believed that I am not going to die. Okay. In some or the other form, I will always remain in this world. That's what he thought. John Adams, he was a famous scientist. He said, those souls who revolted against God were placed here to transmigrate through various species of animals, birds, reptiles, etc. That's what he told. No? And who is this? Socrates. I am confident that there truly is such a thing as living again, and the living spring from the dead. That's what he said. There are so many scientists also who believe in reincarnation. No? Yeah. So, what are the difference between a living person and a robot? We will see that. Many people, they ask this question. Is man not just a powerful computer or robot? Some people have this question. They're all just machines. No? But there is a lot of difference between a drama which is being recorded by a camera and drama observed by judges. Yes or no? If living people, they are observing something, no, and a drama is being recorded by a camera, there are differences, right? So lens is recording, no. Let us differentiate between lens in the camera and eyes of judges. Lens in the camera has no experience, no, but eyes of judges, they can experience this. Camera has no emotions, but judges, sometimes when we go into a theater, we feel emotional. Yes or no? So no, people cry sometimes. All those things happen. No, elation, sorrow, anger, etc. Or if there is any joke, we laugh. So no. But do you think a camera can laugh like that, or camera can cry? No, because camera has no consciousness, but we are conscious. No, camera cannot judge, but we are able to judge. All these differences are there. No. Why? Because soul is missing. That's the case. An interesting conversation actually. One person, he asked Swamiji that, Swamiji, I think our body is just a complex machine that gets worn out and crashes. Why should we bother about some soul powering the body? So many people will ask this question, especially nowadays. No, the whole society thinks like that. And what did Swamiji answer? Does your car or computer grow? They grow? Our car grows? No. Do you have a male and female car that can unite and produce a baby car? Does it happen with machines? No. A living body undergoes 6 changes, whereas matter just depreciates. It is the soul that makes living body alive. When you say someone is alive, what makes it alive? Soul makes it alive. But we don't see any computer or some male and female computer or male and female car producing baby cars or baby computers. We don't see all those things. 3 major differences between a living body and a robot, for example. No? A living body undergoes 6 changes, while matter only dwindles. What are the 6 changes? We will see in the next slides. For example, we take birth, no, and we slowly we grow up, no, and we become old and we reproduce and we die. So there are so many changes. No, we develop offsprings. All those things are there. But matter only dwindles. For example, if you purchase a car goes on depreciating, right? Something called as depreciation. One day it will be sent to trash. That's all. A male and female living body can multiply similar species, but machines can't reproduce by union. Have you ever seen that machines reproducing? No. Living body has consciousness. No, thinking, feeling, willing is there, but matter has no consciousness. These are the major differences. Sir. So what are the 6 changes, as we have discussed? Every living body undergoes 6 changes. What are they? We take birth, we grow, we maintain our body, production of byproducts is there, we dwindle, that means we become old, and ultimately we die. So these are the 6 major changes which every body undergoes, not only human body but various species. No? Yeah, the same thing here. Birth, growth, maintenance, byproducts, dwindling and death. But if it comes to a machine, do we have the changes? Nothing. Because why? There is no soul. That's all. Yeah. And the mechanism of mind, we see how this mind works. The soul is covered by gross and subtle coverings. So we have discussed that this gross body. Gross body means body which is made up of what our body is made up of? 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air and ether. Okay, this is called as gross covering. There is also a subtle covering, like outer wear and inner wear. We all have some kind of inner wear, right? The same way we also have inner bodies, inner coverings. What we see, what I see and what you see is just an outer covering. This is called as gross body. But we have also a subtle covering. No? See, gross body is made up of earth, water, fire, air and ether, which we see. But there is something which we don't see, that is called as subtle body. It's like an inner wear. No, it is made up of mind, intelligence and false ego. So do we have mind or not? We are not mindless people. We have mind, right? Yeah. And we have intelligence or not? We take decisions. And we have this ego that I am, I, me and mine. We have this feeling or not? That is called as false ego. So these 3 form something called as subtle body or inner wear. Okay. And beyond that, inside is the soul. So soul is covered by 2 kinds of bodies. One is the subtle body and one is the gross body. So subtle body is made up of mind, intelligence and false ego, which we know that we all have. But can you show your mind to me? Or can you see my mind? That's not possible. But you can see my outer covering, or I can see your outer covering. Okay. So enveloped by these 2 coverings is the soul, which is inside. Right? So subtle to gross is very interesting thing actually. How does it happen? For example, you take earth. So can we see earth? We can see earth. Can we taste earth? Yes or no? Can we taste it? Yes, we can taste it. Can we smell it? Yes, we can smell it. Can we hear it? Yeah, definitely we can hear it. Right? So what else? Can we touch it or not? So if you see, we have 5 knowledge acquiring senses: eyes, nose, tongue, ears and skin. These are 5. So earth can be recognized by these 5. This is the grossest element. Coming to water. Water you can see. Can you smell water? Does water have some smell? No, water doesn't have any smell. Water doesn't have any smell. Right? Can we taste water? Yes. Can we hear water? Can we touch water? So water can be recognized by how many senses? 4. That's why after earth we say water. Then next third comes fire. Fire, okay. Again, we can see fire. Can you smell fire? No, your nose will burn. Then you can smell the burning of your nose. So we can see fire, we cannot smell fire, we cannot taste fire, but we can hear fire and we can touch fire. So with how many senses we can recognize that? 3. That's why we say earth, water, fire. And next comes air. Can you see air? No. Can you smell? No. Can you taste? No. Can you hear? Yes. Can you touch it? Yes. So air can be sensed by two senses. That's why it is placed after water, fire, after fire. And the last comes the sky. Sky you can only see it. And mind is more subtle. See, these are the five which you can sense through your sense organs. But mind you cannot, even with any of your senses you cannot recognize it. But you know that you have mind, yes or no? Right? We are always mindful, yes or no? Always we will be thinking, feeling, willing, all these things are there. And we know that we have intelligence also. Because when we have to take some decision, we will think about with our intelligence, whether this is right or wrong. So we know intelligence is there. And we identify that I am something. That is called as ego. Okay? So these three are called as subtle coverings. This is called a subtle body. Beyond that is the soul. We, the soul, the real person is covered by these two coverings. We have to understand. So intelligence is the decision maker. No? We don't just do like that. We think before doing, yes or no? So mind is like storehouse of thoughts. No? In mind we have all those unfulfilled desires and previous experiences. We have this both, yes or no? We have desires, what we want to do. And we have our past experience from what we have done, something. Where it does get stored? It gets stored in the mind. No? So this mind is controlling ears, eyes, nose, tongue and skin. See. What to see, what not to see. What decides? Mind decides, yes or no? Our mind says, okay, you go and see that. Mind says, we go and taste that. Mind says, you go and smell that, all those things. And mind is being controlled by intelligence. Yes or no? Intelligence control. Mind says, for example, mind says, okay, you jump from this building because you have seen Spider-Man movie. But immediately intelligence, what does it say? You fool, you don't do like that. If you do, what happens? You will be landed in a hospital. So, no. So intelligence controls mind and mind controls the five senses, knowledge acquiring senses. Then it controls the working senses, like that. So that's why this body is compared to a chariot, no? A vehicle. For example, if you see in a chariot, we have 5 horses here. These 5 horses are like 5 senses. What are they? Eyes, nose, tongue, no, ears and skin. No? These 5 senses are being controlled by these ropes called mind. Mind controls the 5 senses. No? Intelligence is the person who is controlling the horses through mind. No? And soul, or me or you, we are the passengers traveling in this body. Okay, we have to understand this. So we are not this body. The point is, we are not this body. So that's why Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that Bandhuratmatmanastasya 𝐂𝐨𝐧𝐭𝐚𝐜𝐿 anatmanastu shatrutve vartet atmaiva shatruvat. He says that very wonderful thing. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. He says. See, mind is our friend and mind is our enemy also. When you control, mind is our friend. When you cannot control, mind is our enemy. We all have this experience in our life, yes or no? Yeah. No? So nature of the mind in a chariot. When it is controlled, it will be your best friend. When it is uncontrolled, it will be your greatest enemy. Now the question is, can the mind be controlled? No. Example is given here that mind is compared to a knife. No? Knife is good or bad? What is that? Depending on usage, yes. In a surgeon's hand, what can it do? Can it save a life? But, no. In a miscreant's hand, he can kill with it. Yes or no? It depends on how you use your mind. No? there is an interesting principle, GIGO principle. What is that? If you put garbage into your head, then what comes out? Garbage only comes out. Certainly. So if you engage your mind in nonsense things, mind will give you all kinds of nonsense thoughts. No? For example, if you are watching all bad things or eating all nonsense things, you're doing all nonsense things, you will not get any noble ideas. You get some noble ideas? No. All bad ideas you will get, right? So garbage in and garbage will come out. If we put good in, then good will come out. That's the point. No? So how does this mind think? Like a script, you know what is the script? What is a script? Before speaking something, we write a script and we read that script. That means the basic structure, basic plan. So how do we get that? Because mind is the person, right, who writes all the scripts inside our brain. Yes or no? Mind will say, you say like this, mind you say, you do like this and all. But how does this mind work? Mind works based on, for example, books we read. What kind of thoughts we get depends on what kind of books we read or what kind of things we hear or the kinds of movies we watch, no? Or the kind of music we hear or the kind of friends we keep. Sir. So all these things will decide that what kind of thoughts will come, what kinds of all these things will come. No? So these are all like mental dialogues. No? Mind feels like smoking habit. Mind feels, okay, I am an engineer. I should know how to hold a cigar at least. Something like that. Mind will tell you something like that. And mind will tell that smoking makes me feel cool. How does that happen? You are taking something hot and how it will become cool? No? So, but mind says like that. Mind will feel like that. But intelligence, what does it say? Intelligence, see, mind feels and intelligence thinks. Got the point here? Okay. But intelligence will say, no, but that's a bad habit, not good for you. Immediately intelligence will say, no, your parents won't like to see you doing this. You may become addicted to it. Don't get into wrong track. Intelligence will tell us all those things. Right? So that's how it acts. So we have seen like what is the gross body and how the subtle body acts, how this mind is always feeling and how intelligence should be strong so that it will control us. So what are the practical benefits of knowing what is soul in our daily life? Practical benefits are, first thing is universal brotherhood. Means if you understand that we are not body and we are soul, that helps in maintaining universal brotherhood. That means we consider the whole living entities as our friends and brothers. No? What divides us? Generally, people fight on the basis of Hindu versus Muslim, white versus black, no? Rich versus poor, educated versus illiterate, no? Beautiful versus ugly. See, but this is all related to body. Sir, no? Hindu or Muslim, did you select your religion after taking birth? How many of them do that? Maybe 1 out of 100. Not even 1 out of 100. Who bothers about which religion actually? Maybe 1 out of 1 lakh people. They may select a religion after they take birth. But by default, we take birth in a religion, yes or no? In a family which belongs to some kind of religion. And we think that I am Hindu, I am Muslim, I am Christian, I am Jew, or I am Sikh, or I am Buddha, Buddhist kind of thing, all those things. Yes or no? We develop that mindset because we are into that. No? Or some caste feeling, for example. No? We never select what kind of caste and all. We, by default, we take birth in some kind of caste and we think that, okay, we are caste. This is the same thinking where we find like a dog also feels that I am a dog. Got the point? A cat also feels I am a cat. I am a big cat, I am a fat cat, I am a thin cat, I am a beautiful cat. Even cat thinks like that. And the human being also thinks like that. I am Muslim because, why you are Muslim? Because I am born Muslim. Why you are Hindu? Because I am born Hindu. But there is no logic behind that. No? So these are all bodily consciousness. So body consciousness will divide us. Okay? But what unites us? What unites us is, no, whoever it may be, whether you are Europeans or Chinese or white or black, what unites us is, no, the soul consciousness. See, when we identify with soul, then people from all walks of life coming together for a higher cause, knowing that we are not these superficial bodies, but spirit souls. Like the driver is different from the car. See. All cars may be of various varieties, yes or no? Cars maybe one is a Tesla car, one is a Ford's car, no, various kinds of cars. But whatever may be the car designs, but the people are actually the living souls. They who are controlling the cars. So bodily consciousness will divide us, but soul consciousness will bring us together. So that's why Bhagavad Gita knowledge is very important, because it teaches that we are not this body, but we are all soul. Okay. So rising above inferiority complex, see, helps us, no, when we understand that we are not body but soul, no, because generally we see people, they think, okay, I am black, I am short, I am ugly, who will look at me, no, hardly I get a good rank, or I don't have a talent, I come from a poor family, all these things. Life doesn't seem worth living. People compare each other, but actually the externals are different, yes or no? But what the internal, whatever is the internal thing is there, that is, what is that? That is the same soul. Okay. I am not this body, but a pure soul with abundant potential. My defects are superficial appearing in the body, but not a part of happy and healthy soul. My heart is full of love, joy, serenity, compassion for others. See, when we recognize that we are not this body, but we are soul, then the whole perspective towards life will be changed completely. No? So bodily consciousness will lead to misery, but soul consciousness will lead to happiness. So positive outlook and attitude to life, when we understand that we are not this body. No? Everybody is selfish, no? Just see, he's not cooperating with me, I feel lonely, concerned. I think I also should learn to become selfish, harsh. See, this is what we see in the society. No wisdom that everyone is originally a part and parcel of Supreme, but now they are covered up. See, because of lack of the spiritual knowledge, people are fighting among themselves. What is the major problem in this society, in the world? Why this world is miserable? Because people are not soul conscious. Okay. So, but if you have soul knowledge, spiritual knowledge, then instead of blaming your friends for not being cooperate, you will develop that attitude, positive attitude. Okay, let me do myself something. It will be like that. You will develop like all tolerance, patience, considering everyone to be potentially good. No, all those qualities, good qualities will come. The same way, right use of resources. You never try to exploit something. See, no, people who are lacking the soul consciousness, they think that, okay, I have put this many dollars in Swiss bank so that my son can enjoy all those things. I'm earning so much money, I will enjoy, I will buy this, I will sell that. See, this is kind of consciousness. But people, no, those who have soul consciousness, they develop relationship with all the living entities, not only with human beings, but also with cows and all, whatever living entities around us. It's very important. So the summary is that we have learned in this session, are we matter or are we spirit? Okay. So we have seen that the ingredients of our body is just $110 worth. We have seen body versus soul here, material versus spiritual viewpoint. We have seen the unseen driver of the bodily car that we have seen. We have seen various scientific proofs for existence of spirit soul, right? Yeah. And we have seen the difference between living person and a robot. We discussed those things. And we have discussed about the mechanism of mind, how we have a subtle covering, and we also have seen what are the practical benefits of knowledge of soul, right? So this is what we have discussed in this session. Okay, so this is the end of session 1. So if you have any queries or any comments on this, you are welcome. Yes. Yeah.
So how come when the experience and our experience are stored in our mind, right? How come the reincarnated people have the past experience still with them?
Yeah. So why some people only have that? The question turns up like that. So why those people have and why not everyone have such kind of impressions? So it depends on how strong those impressions are. Got the point? Some things, for example, you take this very life, forget about the previous life. Let us analyze this very life in which we are living now. In this very life itself, for example, what is your age? 24. In this 24 years of your life, do you remember everything or do you remember only particular things from your very young age? Yeah. Why? Because they have a strong impression on your personality. Yes or no? In the same way, those strong impressions, whatever are there in our previous births, that will be carried forward. I will tell you, we see that from childhood, some people will catch up playing instruments very faster. Yes or no? It is just like if you give them, they'll start playing with just by hearing 1 or 2 classes, immediately they will take it up. So something called as, we have talents, right? Various people have various talents. They perform very well in that. That itself comes from the previous life. So not that we don't have, not everyone has negative impressions. We have positive impressions. That is the gift of God for us. Okay, because He is the controller. He is purposefully not allowing us to remember all those bad things, but He is allowing us to remember positive things. For example, not everyone is spiritually interested, but few people, when you offer them, for example, Bhagavad Gita, no, as our friend 𝗁𝐿 was telling, you all met them while distributing some books or near some temple and all. So in Hyderabad, how many lakhs or crores of people are living here? Maybe more than 1 crore, 2 crores, something like that. But you don't find everyone going to a temple or purchasing Bhagavad Gita or attending such kind of sessions. You see only a few people, yes or no? That itself proves that they are continuing their previous propensity. Okay, so every one of us has, but we have in a positive thing, so we don't care so much about that. But if you have some bad impression that will bother you and that will haunt you, that's a gift of the nature that we don't remember all those things. Those people actually, as per Shastras, it is told that if someone has someone can remember all those bad impressions, that is a result of their sinful life. That's what it is said. Whatever you have seen in this documentary, you may be thinking, oh, such a great fellow, he can remember. But actually, that's a sin, no? Because that will be haunting his whole life. Got the point? Yeah. Yes.
What is the goal of Bhagavad Gita?
Goal of Bhagavad Gita is to go back home, back to Godhead. So we are living in this material world. We know that we are in this world. But there is one more world which is completely spiritual, where there is no birth, death, old age and disease, where there is no any kind of misery. Okay, actually we belong to that world, because as we have discussed that we are all eternal. Here we are having to change so many bodies. Even before getting human body, we might have gone through so many kinds of bodies. So changing these bodies is a great distressful thing actually. Say Christians, they say that our Father in heaven, we have to go to heaven. Muslims, they say Jannat. Yes or no? Every religion speaks about some better place. Yes or no? We have to attain there, Vaikuntha, spiritual world. Even in material platform, people think that, okay, I have to go to US. Yes or no? People who are living in villages, they think that, okay, if I go to a town, my life will be better. Those who are living in town, they think that if I get into some metropolitan city, there my life will be better. Those who are living here, they think that we will go to US or some Japan or some Switzerland something. There they are making research to go to Mars and Moon. So our propensity is that always to go higher, yes or no? No, for that they come and do a lot of propaganda here and all. The same way Krishna is coming and doing propaganda that you come to my world where there is no birth, death, old age, disease. Okay, so that is the ultimate purpose of Bhagavad Gita, to understand that this life is miserable. So how to live in this world in such a way that anyway we are staying here, how to live here comfortably, and afterlife also we should make it happy. That is the goal of Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, nice question. Any other questions? Yeah, you want to make some announcement?
So it's exactly 12:40 now. Within 20 more minutes, you'll be having the lunch prasadam available here. So meanwhile, in this time, you can ask more questions. Or if you're all okay, we can get started with the introduction to the session, which will pass as soon as we get the lunch available, and we'll resume after the lunch. If you are okay, you can just to continue right now.
Maybe they want to stretch a little because they are not accustomed to sitting for a long time.
Small 5 minutes break, that's also fine, before we start the second session. Thank you.
You can play some kirtan in the background.